Hey, Trip here from tripadvice.com, and I have something very special for you on this video. I'm going to be showing you how to approach a girl who is walking and doing it with one of my students. Okay, so what I did is I filmed one of my students going out and approaching, and then I have a commentary and a full breakdown of exactly what he's doing right and what he's doing wrong, so you can learn the exact ways on how to approach a girl. And if you want to learn more about how to take conversation to the next level and how to continue a conversation, what I want you to do is check out my new podcast. And in order to get that, all you got to do is click in the link in the description box below, and you'll get access to my new podcast called How to Talk to Girls. It's going to show you exactly how to keep a conversation going, how to make conversation interesting and effortless, and how to do it all with the specific examples that I'll be giving you in the episodes in the podcast. So go ahead and check that out. Again, that's the link in the description box below. It's going to take you right to the podcast. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking at this point. Trip, why aren't you doing the approaches? Why can't we see you approach? If you want to see me approach, all you got to do is click right on the screen right there. There we go, right there. And you can see me doing approaches on National Geographic on live television. If you so happen to really want to see me approach girls, you can check that out. Another reason why I'm having one of my students do the approach and me break it down is because it is going to be so much more beneficial for you to learn what the student is doing right and wrong. Okay, so I know you've probably been on YouTube and you're checking out a lot of other guys doing approaches, and I found that one of the best ways for you to learn, okay, to maximize your learning, is seeing guys who are a little bit newer who are making some of the mistakes. I want you to learn from the mistakes and from the successes, okay? That's gonna be so much more beneficial to you, so you can go out and start approaching and making girls wanna talk to you with great openers, great conversation. So without further ado, let's check it out. All right, here is one of my students. He is in the blue shirt, kind of in the center, not the one with the sunglasses, but the one who is walking just right behind the shorter girl with the white shirt. Okay, and so what I want you to do is pay attention to, what he's saying and how he's approaching, and then I'll break it down for you and tell you kind of what he did right, what he did wrong. There's a few things he did really well, a few things not so well, which I'll point out in just a second here. So check it out from the beginning.
Those are very cool sunglasses. Where'd you get that? Where'd you get it from? Which? Italy?
He says those are really cool sunglasses. So that was his opener, okay, which is a great opener. He just commented on something that she was wearing, and it opened up conversation really well. Okay, now I want you to pay attention to where he is. I know it's a little bit blurry, but you can see that he's like right directly next to her as she's walking. That's okay. I'd rather him be just a little bit ahead. That's the trick when you're doing an approach of a girl who is walking. You want to be a little bit ahead of her because you don't want the conversation to seem like you're following her, okay? Because then it gets a little bit weird. You almost want it to be like you guys are already in conversation. So imagine if you were to walk alongside one of your friends and you were talking to them, would you be behind them? No, you'd be about right next to them or a little bit ahead of them, okay? And that's what you want to do in this type of situation, because it's not going to be so creepy like you're trying to get her attention behind her, and she's not going to, either way, she's not going to turn her head around to try to talk to you because you're the one who's starting the conversation, okay? So he opened up at the sunglasses. She said she got them from Italy, and see how he continues right here.
So cool. I've never been to Italy. Never been. I heard it's a very interesting place. They have museums there.
Okay, so he says, I've never been to Italy. That's a really cool place. There's a lot of museums there. Here he fixes it and he starts to walk a little bit ahead of her. Okay, now they're coming across a little bit of an issue here because there's all these people right in front of them. Okay, so they kind of have to maneuver their way around. It's a little bit awkward, but pay attention and see how he ends up getting her to eventually stop. Okay, so let's continue.
No museums. Huh? Do you like museums? Which one's your favorite museum? I heard there's one.
Okay, so he did something that I taught him here in terms of continuing conversation. He was talking about the museums in Italy, okay? And he kind of, I can tell here, and I remember him telling me this also, is that he sort of found himself in just asking so many questions to start the conversation, and then he realized, oh, I got to say a statement now, right? I got to say something that's not going to be like I'm just sitting here interviewing her out of nowhere. So he starts to talk about the museums and stuff in terms of a statement, something that he knows. Okay, now look here, he's starting to turn his body a little bit. Okay, his body language is changing to try to get her to stop, which is the goal when you're approaching a girl who is walking.
I can't remember the name of it. I heard there's a I can't remember the name of it. My friend went there recently. My friend went to Italy recently. Yeah. And he told me all these interesting things about it.
Okay, sorry about the camera work here, but he stopped her, right? He was successful here. He got her to stop so they could continue talking, okay? And what's really cool here is that he was able to get her to stop because he was slowing down his pace of walking, which got her to slow down, and he came in very non-threatening, just kind of talking about her sunglasses, and then very manageably moving over to now they're just talking about places in Italy, right? So that was a great way of transitioning conversation right there, okay? And then he got her to stop.
And I can't remember. But Italy's got nice pizzas. Italy got nice pizzas.
Okay, so here he's just saying like Italy has nice pizzas, okay? So here they are, he stopped her, now they're in conversation, boom. That's exactly what you want to do when you approach a girl who's walking. You want to get to the point where you're right here, where you're right in front of her, getting her to stop. So that's how you approach a girl who is walking. Now, if you want to learn more about conversation and how to take conversation further once you get a girl to stop, then check out my podcast called How to Talk to Girls. Okay, on this podcast, you're going to learn all the exact steps to get a girl to continue conversation with you and to be able to get her interested in you through specific techniques in conversation. Okay, so you're going to learn all the various aspects of what it's going to take to talk to girls, to get them to like you and have really effortless conversations. And I teach you all that stuff in the podcast. So check that out. All you got to do is get the link in the description box below and you'll learn more about conversation. And now you know how to approach a girl who is walking. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.